Hey dolls, it is your girl again, Memoirs of a Durán Doll, and I am back here for this long-awaited video for the Amazon packing list. So excited to go over this with you. Let's go.
First, I want to say that these items I needed when staying at DR Recovery House. Every recovery house is different, so make sure that you get a packing list from your specific recovery house. Also, if you're staying in an Airbnb, you may want to ask your nurse that will be taking care of you what else that he or she recommends that you pack, if there's anything missing from my list. These first two items could have been included in my Walmart haul packing video, but they were left out. However, the price shows similar on both the websites, Amazon being a few cents cheaper. Therefore, you can pick it up wherever you really want to purchase it from. For those of you that do not have an Amazon account or you do not have access to Amazon, you could pick these up at your Walmart pharmacy or any other local pharmacy. As you can see, these are the regular strength Colace 30 count. I would start taking these minimum 2 days before your surgery. Dolcolax, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but that is a stimulant laxative, and so you should only take that one after your surgery. I started the Dulcolax, I would say it was the next evening. So I started Dulcolax the next evening after my surgery when I was at the recovery house. Since this particular product stimulates you to go to the restroom, I do not recommend it before surgery. You do not want to have an accident while they're operating on you. Next on the list, you'll see these medical Chucks pads. I found the quantity to be perfect at 50 count. The price really was not that bad. I did procrastinate on purchasing these, I'm not going to lie, but they are necessary if you're staying in an RH that does not provide them, or if you're staying in an Airbnb. Here is the portable safe I used for transporting my 10K through the airport inside my carry-on bag. I also took it with me overnight for surgery day, as well as wherever I went. I am not sure if that was the wisest decision, but it was what I did because I was terrified to leave all that cash in my Airbnb and come back to a missing safe. I stayed in an Airbnb my first few nights while getting my labs done. If I could do it again, I would have just stayed at the RH from day one. And yes, there are many other portable safes out there. I got this one in the large size and it did work for me. It has a code you set, as well as a cable you can wrap around a stationary piece of furniture for further security. Now, a really cool thing that I did not plan was that this little money organizer actually fit inside of this safe. What I did was throw out everything but the envelopes, and then I labeled the clear envelopes with the purpose of the money and the amount inside. That way, I was not pulling out wads of random cash wherever I went. And there's so many reasons to organize your money, but trust me, you want to do this, even if it's not with this particular item. This is actually a little apparatus I have for my feet. They're like boots that they compress, so this is really helpful. These are compression boots. Now sometimes you can find them on sale for a better price, but this one is the one that I purchased. I used it right after I got out of the operating room. I had my overnight nurse put it on my legs, which was a necessity, I would say, especially because, you know, you're not allowed to move a lot. And so your legs can cramp up quite a bit more than you expect. Another thing is that when you're on your flight, so that you don't swell so much, it's very good to have that while you're in your first class seat, because they do have a plug right there. So even though I was only 2 weeks post-op, I was able to get those on from my carry-on bag and wrap them around my legs and have a nice little time there in first class with my compression boots. These ones in particular also have heat, so if you get cold feet, these are perfect. This particular item is not 100% necessary, but they do say to bring a warm blanket. I preferred this one because it is an electric blanket, and I'm a person that gets cold very easily. However, in Duran's clinic, they do give you a blanket. It is a fairly thin blanket, so if you are a person that gets cold easily, you may want to have another blanket in your overnight bag. Also, because if you have a roommate that is a person that is very hot, and they want to have the air conditioner blasting, you don't want to be freezing to death. So I recommend this one, but really this is a if you want to kind of situation. So next on our list are the compression socks. Now you will have to get some compression socks from Doctora Duran, even if you take your own with you. However, I do still recommend that you take these. These are 20 to 30 mmHg. That's the ones that I got from Trueform, and they worked so well, so much smoother. The material is just high quality. The ones from Duran's clinic gave me terrible blisters. I can't even begin to explain the pain. But when you're not able to put these things on yourself and the material is the way it is, very rough, it's not a good combination. And so you can end up with blisters like I did. So I recommend that you get these softer, much nicer true form compression socks. Your next item is going to be a button-down nightgown, preferably something that fits a little bit looser so that when you come out of the hospital, you will easily be able to put this on so that you're not going outside naked or so you're not going outside in your faja. I was having a really difficult time finding something like this at Walmart, surprisingly. So that's the reason why I bought it on Amazon. But honestly, I bet you could get away with wearing just a really cute robe from FashionNova. Just make sure it's a big size so that you don't have any issues with your drain or anything like that. The seamless smooth white cotton tank tops. I believe these may have a seam in them. It is very difficult to find a true seamless tank top. If you do not want to purchase it on Amazon, though, their return policy is pretty swift and easy to deal with. If you don't have time for that or you just prefer not to have to take it back, you could always go to your local mall and try on some tank tops. And just making sure that the fit is snug. Obviously, you're not going to know your exact size, but I would say a snug fit. You do not want it to be too long of a tank top. You really want it to maybe come to about your hips because of the faja, and you'll have to close it. So to avoid the fabric from bunching up and creating problems and creases and all these other things, just definitely get something that's snug. If you have a rather large belly and you know that you're going to be getting rid of quite a bit of fat, you may want to get it maybe even a size smaller than what you are. Then again, there will be swelling. Just get your size. I think that would be a really snug fit, would likely be perfect. This next item on our list is something very important. It is your footwear. Make sure that you have slides. See, I took about 3 to 4 pair of shoes, which was a huge mistake. Took a lot of room in my bag for no good reason. I recommend that you get these. These are the ones that I purchased on Amazon. They were able to be dressed up, dressed down, use as house shoes, go to all my clinical appointments with them, and also leave the hospital with them. They were perfect. Our next item on the list are going to be these arnica tabs. I would recommend that you purchase 2 bottles of these, because you're going to need to take these every few hours. It really helps with your bruising. So you don't want to look completely bruised up. These will help resolve those bruises quicker. The arnica gel, you can get it on Walmart as well. I believe it's approximately the same price. The nurses should be applying this to your bruises. The next thing I recommend that you get is this arnica relief oil. It is so good when you have to get a massage. It was definitely one of my favorite things that I had with me. Some of the massage oils that they use in the Dominican Republic have funny smells, or they just don't really feel like they're doing much, as opposed to this one that it deeply penetrates, it quickly absorbs, it's long lasting, it's chemical free, and it's natural. And it helps with your aches and pains, stiffness, swelling. It also has a little bit of a coolness effect. Definitely a really great product. Recommend you take one of these with you. Here's the tea on the tea. The bromelain and pinalin tea will help with pain and swelling. The arnica tea helps with bruising and it's anti-inflammatory. You can find it at Walmart, usually for half price, but if you need to get it on Amazon, there is that option as well. Some Walmarts don't have it available. In order to receive all the benefits, I recommend brewing together, drinking both first thing in the morning and right before bed. Every day post-op for at least the first 2 weeks. One thing that you have to keep in mind is that you do need to keep hydrated. The thing is, there are a lot of different electrolytes out there, but these are the ones that I like. I did waste a lot of money trying to find one that I actually like the flavor, because a lot of times if these electrolyte packets don't have a bunch of crap in them, they don't taste good. This one is a healthier option and it actually tasted good. I recommend these. Definitely take this little pack with you. And moving right along, you definitely do need to get the dial soap, the antibacterial. However, after I looked at this, I realized that it is so overpriced on Amazon. Almost $7 for 1 bar of soap. I am sure that you can get this much cheaper at your local dollar store. I was able to look this up on the Dollar General website, and it appears that they're charging $1 per bar. Definitely a better price there. So moving along to supplements, I definitely recommend the Heal Fast. Now, it is a little bit on the pricier side, especially if you get the pre-op formula as well. But I do recommend that you at the very least get the post-op formula so you can start taking it right after your surgery. It will help you to have energy, and it will just help your body to repair itself after surgery. If you're not able to eat very much, which a lot of the dolls had a problem with, I didn't have that problem personally, but this will help fill in your nutrition gaps in case you're not able to eat or may not be the healthiest food that you've ever eaten in your life. So I highly recommend that you have this supplement for after your surgery. Now, this next item, a lot of people go on and on about how it's so great, but let me tell you, it's about $80 down the toilet. At least it was for me. I thought I needed it because I had seen it mentioned so much. This did not help me at all. I did not get any lipo burns or faja burns, but I did try it on my incision. Even with that, I don't think that it really helped my healing at all. It did not seem to help me in the slightest. I did get a little burn from something that I did do personally at my house afterwards. And honestly, I did not notice my burn healing any faster than when I didn't use it. So I do not recommend this. It's a tiny size. It's $80, just a waste of money. For those of you that have gotten burns and it has worked for you, that's great, but it just didn't work for me. Manuka honey is an option, but it is not necessary. You could risk it and purchase it and see if it works for you, but if anything, get yourself some Neosporin. This next item is a spirometer, and this is the thing that you're using to breathe, to make sure that your lungs are getting enough oxygen and that they're stretching. I did purchase this beforehand to practice my breathing, but honestly, I don't know if it had much benefit until after I had my surgery. Then I have also my spirometer, so I'm sucking on this, and it lifts the balls, and then it helps my lungs. So like this, I can usually get the first one, so I have to do that, and I have to try to get all three of them eventually. When you go to Duran's clinic, the pulmonologist will be visiting you. At least that's what they did with me, and they will sell you one of these for $20. Pretty much the same exact price that's on Amazon. So if you're going to Doctora Duran, you won't need it. If you are going to another doctor, you may want to get this and bring it in your overnight bag and practice before you go to the Dominican Republic, so you know kind of how to use it. Our next item on the list is a 6-outlet 10-foot surge protector. This is a good length because you're not always going to know where exactly your outlets are going to be, especially in the overnight room that you will be in. Sometimes those outlets can be kind of far away. Plus, since you're not able to get up, you'll need the multiple outlets because, you need to charge your phone. Say you have your compression boots, everything that you might need to charge, and it should be at your fingertips because, like I said, you're not going to be able to move. Make sure that you do bring this in your overnight bag. It will protect your electronics from any potential hazardous problems. That actually happened to me once when I was traveling overseas. Also, out of curiosity, I did look up on the Walmart website just to see if the price was any lower, and it looks like Amazon beat Walmart with the price on this. So I would definitely get this on Amazon. This is the famous little grabber I have been telling everybody about in my previous videos. Definitely get this. It doesn't matter if you have a nurse or if you have a family member. Sometimes you just don't want to feel like you can't do anything for yourself. I can't tell you how many times I dropped a tissue or just anything, even the remote to call the nurses. I dropped it out of my bed. Since you can't get out of your bed, I would keep this in your bed next to you. It's not that big of a deal, so that if you do drop something out of your bed onto the floor, you are not going to pop a stitch by trying to reach over and grab something. It also folds up to be more portable. As you can see here, I folded it so you can see how travel friendly it is. Now, some of you dolls are not going to care about this at all. What I am going to say is I had 2 or 3 dresses that were fashionable, and I wish I had at least 5. Because some days I just didn't like the options that I had. If you have 5 options, you should be good at least. I know people always say don't overpack, but you do not want to have to go out to an appointment looking like you just rolled out of bed. I mean, though that is probably true, I don't want to look like that. And especially for Durán dolls, we all know that Doctora Duran is a fashionista. and she always looks great on her day of work. So why not look good? I'm just a person that doesn't want to look like crap when I go out. So when I had to recycle and reuse my 3 dresses, I mean, you could do that. I would have preferred to have at least 5 different options. So what I recommend is at least 5 stretchy dresses to fit your current figure. That way you don't have to look like a bum every single time you need to go out and do something. Whether it's Casa Colombia, you know, going to get your faja, whether it's going to get a facial, whether it's your post-op appointment with Doctora Duran, whether it's you have to get up in the middle of the night for an emergency and you just don't want to go out looking like that, you can have a stretchy dress that can make you look fashionable. It's still very comfortable as long as you get something that's stretchy with a soft material. And that's it. I will see you dolls on the flat side.
Just wanted to pop in here and just say thank you so much for watching this video till the end. I will be making more videos here soon on secrets that people have been asking. By the way, one of them is going to be getting a quote with Duran, which a lot of you have been requesting. So keep watching and hit that subscribe button and give it a like if it helps. Thank you.